Right, let's take a look at Friday night's action. Hawthorn and Adelaide. Through the week, Matthew Nix was asked about straight sets and he said, I'm unaware of that expression. He is now.
Absolutely is. And John Newcombe was one person they were going to try and stop. I rate Sam Berry very highly. He went to John Newcombe and John Newcombe was just too good. He's been the most important player for Hawthorn by a mile in this final series, and he's going to have to be in the coming 2 weeks as well. But he was
powerful. Did it last year too, Roy, didn't he?
Did it last year, yep. He's an absolute brute. And what I think he's gone to another level, Lordo, he's a brute inside, an absolute animal, but his skill level has gone to another level. He finishes strong and he's kicking, his decision-making is elite as well. So he's very much becoming one of the most important players. He's going to get tagged by Oisin Mullen, you would imagine, next week, Brownie, and it's going to be a tougher night for him against Geelong.
It will be, and I thought Mark Keane had a fantastic year. It was a breakout year, but did he start to believe how good he was? Let's have a look at the first goal. This is 21 seconds in. You've got to body up a player like Jack Gunston. So that looks like an easy goal out of a pack, but you go behind the goals and you have a look right here. Mark Keane just allows Jack Gunston. He's a player you've got a body. He's a smart player. You cannot allow that in 21 seconds. And at the start of each quarter, this is where Mark Keane made a lot of his mistakes. Now, I'll ask you, Jack Gunston's not overly quick. I'm going to ask you, is this effort from Mark Keane finals worthy, or should he be driving Jack Gunston into the ground there? He sort of just corralled him where he should have been tackling him. Another effort into the pocket over there. Thinks he's got him covered, but he just keeps leading. He keeps leading and allows that kick. Have a look at Rory Laird, put his hands up there going, Mark Keane, what are you doing? This guy continues to lead. You have to body him up. He's not a player that you allow. Have a look at this one. He's still trying to read the ball. Jack Gunston's now 10 metres, now 15 metres away. And I reckon he just got a bit ahead of himself to say, you know what, I'm starting to school the game myself and I can start to do these things. Bottom of the screen there. Now, that's a 50-50 ball. He now should be on Jack Gunston. But where is he? He's now 20 metres off him going, well, what's going on? And then it got worse. This is early, last quarter again. Jack Gunston's peeling back to goal. He doesn't realise that he's still trying to intercept the ball. Sometimes you've got to play on your man. Sometimes there's an option to intercept it. And I just think he got it all wrong the other night.
It's great vision, Brownie, isn't it? And the tiredness that was attached to Jack Gunston. Now 70 goals for the year, all Australian this year. He spent the remaining parts of the last quarter on the bench alongside Jack Ginnivan. Now, look, TJ, I don't feel there's any great worry that they won't be available to play in the prelim finals. But obviously, when you do finish the game on the bench, and they both were a bit banged up, it's been a long season, particularly for Gunston, who started the year as an emergency in the first 2 games, was all Australian and has been dominating in recent times. It's they need him ready. They need him ready.
And Jack Ginnivan, I know he had a lean patch at the start of the season and was dropped for 1 week, but he's of that ilk and sort of rises for stem. He's not going to have 2 bad ones in a row, is he?
No, and he was fantastic against WWOS in the first week of finals when he kicked 3 goals and set up a big lead.
Just on the Adelaide Crows, they didn't handle it well. I do believe they
choke?
They did choke, TJ. They didn't handle themselves well. They didn't bring their best, which got them on top of the ladder. We interviewed Isaac Cumming on 3AW after the game, and he had this to say.
You know, we might have been a bit, insular with the way we moved the ball. Some of our defensive stuff just wasn't the way that we were doing it throughout the season. And I think, there was a little bit of that outcome-based attitude, like obviously it's win or go home. So I reckon there might have been a bit of that.
They played not to lose rather than attacking the game to win. And this is a ball movement that doesn't allow you to test anyone. So they played Collingwood last week, had 70 entries, but they were slow entries. So it allowed for Darcy Moore to play the game of his life. It allowed for Maynard and Quaynor and these guys to set up behind the ball. And I would have thought, OK, now it's a knockout final. Take that kick, have a crack, Fogarty. Look at the scoreboard. You're down by 13 points. You've got to go. So as the game kept going on, I'm thinking surely the time is going to come where Adelaide are going to pull the trigger and say, well, we're in trouble here. We've got to take some risks. OK, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll on my left foot, take a risk. Look where they end up. So Hinge is looking around. I don't want to go out there. You give them that kick to take them out there because they're not going anywhere with the footy. So they played a safe final series. And then this is Hawthorn. They played with dare. They played with excitement. They don't have our Colossus, Riley Thilthorpe, in their 4 line. So they've got to go quick to allow for wingers to drift forward like Weddle did in this situation. This is made-up play. Like, you can't train for this. But this is Hawthorn and Sam Mitchell's son. Play with dare, take the game on, run, overlap. It encourages everyone around you to play and carry and run on. And then you've got a Gunston-type forward who loves that ball movement because it's so quick further.
Wow, that is analysis.
Yeah, and that's what's disappointed them the most is they never actually brought their game style that they played the whole year into a final finals campaign. If you lose in a finals campaign by playing the footy you know that works, you can accept that, and that's what the boys probably struggle with the most.
We have such high expectations on these players to perform, and that's rightly the case because they are outstanding players. I mean, look, we've chosen 4 names here who did not have finals that lived up to their reputations and what they'd done in the home and away season, particularly the captain, Jordan Dawson. We could have added another 10 to 12 players, but those 4, Dawson, Fogarty, Keys and Walker, all had ordinary 2 weeks of finals. And there's a decision now to be made around Taylor Walker. Rory, have you got an insight into that? We'll take a look at this in deeper effect in the agenda section of our show later today. But do you have a view on Tex Walker next year?
No, I don't. I got what I would do, and I'd keep playing if I were him because you've made a finals campaign. It's taken 8 years to do so, but I've purposely avoided that conversation with him just because of my role.
Hello, welcome back to the Sunday Footy Show. A bit of a novelty week for the Hawthorn Football Club. For the first time in this finals campaign, they won't have to travel. They play at the G in Melbourne, and this is why.
That is right, and it's going to be an absolute cracking game. Ward was fantastic, probably his best game so far. 31. Newcombe got them started. Warple had 22. Gunston kicked 5 goals, 3. Watson was terrific in the first quarter, but one of the big reasons why they are playing in the preliminary final is this man, the great import from St Kilda, Josh Battle. He joins us on the Sunday Footy Show. And Josh, the first 2 finals you've played at Hawthorn, it must be said, you haven't had to do a lot in the first quarter. Must be good watching when the boys in the forward half are getting off to a good start.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, definitely, Brownie. I think, obviously, on the weekend, it was always going to be a tough ask to go over to the Crows and play over there. But, yeah, I think, as you just touched on, then our forwards and the mids got on top of them early, which made our job a little bit easier.
Josh, we're just taking a look at some of your highlights from this particular game, but just if you can take yourself back to this time last year as the trade period was upcoming and everyone in footy felt you were going to be leaving and going to the Hawthorn Footy Club. Get to right now, having won 2 finals already, it couldn't have gone any better, I'd imagine, in your eyes.
Yeah, Damon, I think it was definitely a tough ask, and you know, I didn't take the decision lightly, but yeah, I think to be where we are now, I don't think I would have wished to be in a better position.
All Australian and now playing in a prelim, so congratulations to you, Josh. Have you been asked to play much different? So can you take us through the differences at St Kilda to Hawthorn and potentially how you're asked to play the game?
Yeah, I think obviously the different systems, there was always going to be, you know, a bit of an ask to, you know, build the synergy with the different kind of guys in the back half. But yeah, I think we probably play a bit more of an attacking brand, so that was something that I think me and Tommy Barrack had to learn coming across. But yeah, now to play along the sides of, you know, James Sicily, Scream, some of these guys, yeah, I think we complement each other really well.
And Josh, Weddle coming back into the side as well. He fits that attacking mould, which you're talking about. Played more on the wing on the weekend and had a huge impact.
Yeah, definitely. Wes is huge for us, and we know, you know, he's a utility and can pretty much put him anywhere, and he always has a massive impact for us. So he's definitely someone, you know, in the back half when you're under the pump, and to have him on the wing to be able to kick it out to him, 1v1, he's a pretty good option for us.
He's a young star. He's in a year stacked for young talent. You don't have a lot of senior players. Jack Gunston at the head of that. But I thought Blake Hardwick, his first 2 finals so far. First of all, the job on Toby Green, and then 21 disposed the other night. Wherever he went, things just went well for Hawthorn in one-on-one wins.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Dimmer's so important for us, and sort of marshals the troops down back, and I think, you know, he's getting a lot of recognition lately because, you know, he's so underrated, and we have so much confidence in him. And, yeah, he's super important for our team.
Josh, the mindset of the Hawthorn Footy Club, it always dreams big, and even coming into last year where it wasn't ruled out the possibilities of going all the way. You fell short, obviously, in a semi-final. You then reach a prelim final at the very least this year. You're trying to add to the list already with the Zach Merritt approaches. Just what's it meant to you, having that aspiration?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of confidence around the group, and, you know, we go into each week, you know, really confident within our group. And, yeah, I think it's definitely huge. You obviously walk pretty tall out there knowing that everyone within the organisation has a lot of confidence in us. And it's not just the playing field, but it's everyone around the room and within the club who, you know, helps us prepare the best to deliver on the game day.
Now, Josh, I want you to think about this. Taking into account your schoolboy football days and your AFL days, is Sam Mitchell only the second best coach you've ever had?
Yeah, Mitch is definitely the second best behind Lordo.
Too kind.
I've trained him
Too
well.
kind.
That's the biggest thing. The bond you have after even they leave, like Josh and I would catch up monthly, so we're always the great relationship. And that's amazing to see how well he's doing.
Absolutely, and all Australian in a preliminary final, and what a difference a year makes.
Unbelievable. So he always had the drive and everything like that, and he's always super fit. And now to see him combine all aspects of the footy.
Was he a cricketer first, though?
Yes, Josh. So you came to Haileybury to play cricket. Is that right? What were you, a fast bowler?
Yeah, I did. No, I wasn't that good at cricket, but yeah, I did a little bit of both. Batted and bowled.
All right, terrific stuff, mate. Well, all the very best for the week ahead, and who knows what the rest of September will bring. So great to have you on board.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me.